Grease stands out as one of those musicals where almost everyone finds themselves humming along to the tunes, whether they actively sought out that knowledge or not. It's also among the select few, or rather, the sole musical, that subtly encourages viewers to compromise their true selves for the sake of a romantic pursuit, particularly if it involves a charming individual. Setting aside any lingering resentment, let's offer a brief overview for those who may not be familiar. Grease narrates the romance between two adolescents from contrasting backgrounds, each with their own aspirations. Picture High School Musical stripped of its Disney gloss. It presents a straightforward narrative that appealed even to those not typically drawn to musicals. As a result, in 1978, the stage adaptation was adapted into a film that propelled its popularity to dizzying heights, almost elevating Grease to an iconic status. Now let's take a look at where the cast members are today. Michael Tucci as Sonny. Michael Tucci portrayed the character Sonny Lattieri, a member of the T-Birds, in the 1978 film adaptation of Grease, a role for which he is most recognized. In the television series The Paper Chase, he depicted the character Gerald Golden, a law student, from 1983 to 1986. Following this, he took on the role of Pete Shoemaker, the best friend, in It's Garry Shandling's Show, 1986-1990. He also dedicated over 3 years to touring with various companies performing the musical Chicago, portraying the character of Amos, Roxy Hart's spouse. Additionally, he appeared as the character Green Apple in the production Destination by Uta Hagen and participated in numerous Broadway productions. In the realm of television, he assumed the role of Norman Briggs, a friend of Mark Sloan and hospital administrator, for the initial 4 seasons of Diagnosis: Murder. His portrayal of Melissa McCarthy's character's father in The Heat, 2013, is also noteworthy. Tucci was actively involved as a teacher and theater mentor at St. Francis High School in La Cañada, Flint Ridge, California. In 2014, he directed the school's performance of We're the Millers, featuring American-Croatian comedians George Dulcich and Stanko Zovac. Barry Pearl as Duty. Barry Pearl takes on the role of Duty, one of the 3 auxiliary T-Birds in the 1978 cinematic adaptation of Grease. He portrayed Professor Tinkerput in the television special Barney's Imagination Island and embarked on the U.S. tour of Barney's Big Surprise, a theatrical production inspired by the beloved TV series and corresponding video. He also featured in an installment of Disney Channel's Even Stevens. His career commenced in 1961 when he assumed the role of Randolph Mayafee on Broadway, stepping in for Johnny Borden in Bye Bye Birdie. Additional Broadway appearances include Oliver in 1962, A Teaspoon Every 4 Hours in 1969, The Producers in 2005, Lenny's Back in 2008, and Baby It's You in 2011. In 2012, he starred in the Lionsgate film The Newest Pledge. Additionally, he took on the character Arnold in the nationwide tour of Happy Days, a new musical. In 2014, he participated in the series Summer with Cimarelli. During the summer months, he instructs film arts to individuals with special needs across the United States through Joey Travolta's Inclusion Film Company. Jeff Conaway as Kenickie. Jeff Conaway gained fame for his portrayal of Kenickie in Grease, as well as his role in the television series Taxi, alongside performers such as Andy Kaufman and Danny DeVito. Conaway depicted Bobby Wheeler, a struggling actor turned taxi driver, intermittently for 4 seasons, commencing in 1978. He remained active in acting during the 1980s and 1990s. Several years following Conaway's prime in television and film, admirers were disheartened to witness his appearance on Celebrity Rehab with Dr. Drew, during which he disclosed his struggles with alcohol and prescription painkillers. Regrettably, according to the BBC, Conaway's reliance on prescription medication may have originated from an injury he sustained while filming Grease, leading to a lifelong dependency. Nonetheless, Dr. Drew informed People magazine in 2011, with the family's consent, that the actor had endured a profoundly distressing childhood as well. On May 11, 2011, Conaway was discovered unconscious and subsequently placed on life support at Encino Hospital Medical Center, as reported by the Los Angeles Times. He passed away on May 27, 2011, after being removed from life support. The Hollywood Reporter cited findings from a coroner's report indicating that Conaway's demise resulted from a serious internal infection. At the time of his death, the actor was 60 years old. Didi Khan as Frenchie. Frenchie, a founding member of the Pink Ladies in Greece, holds a prominent role in the storyline. She is romantically involved with Dodie. Opting to leave high school to pursue beauty school, which didn't pan out, she later returns to education to delve into chemistry, intending to create her own beauty products as depicted in Grease 2. The character of Frenchie is portrayed by Didi Khan in both the 1978 and 1982 films. Khan's son Daniel, whom she adopted, is on the autism spectrum. Recognized for her advocacy, on November 13, 2008, she was appointed as the National Celebrity Representative for Autism Speaks. Previously, she served as an advocate for the National Alliance for Autism Research, now under the umbrella of Autism Speaks. She has participated in fundraising events for the Foundation for Educating Children with Autism, FECA. On September 27, 2008, Khan participated in a benefit performance for Barack Obama in Nyack, New York, alongside David Shire and Lynn Wintersteller. She exchanged vows with her first spouse, Frank Khan, in 1975, but their marriage ended in 1978. Since 1984, she has been married to composer David Shire. Frankie Avalon as Teen Angel. The cameo appearance of the Teen Angel features the comedic song Beauty School Dropout, a role famously portrayed by Frankie Avalon. Avalon has graced stage productions of Grease, embodying the character of Teen Angel, and appeared in Tony and Tina's Wedding, portraying a humorous version of himself. Moreover, in 2007, he joined forces with the 4 remaining female contenders, Kathleen Monteleone, Ali Schulz, Ashley Spencer, and winner Laura Osnes, vying for the role of Sandy on the NBC reality show Grease. You're the One That I Want to perform Beauty School Dropout, an Italian family cookbook penned by Frankie Avalon, featuring over 80 recipes and published by St. Martin's Press, debuted in 2015. On October 18, 2021, Avalon made an appearance on Dancing with the Stars. Avalon tied the knot with Catherine K. Diebel on January 19, 1963. She, a beauty pageant victor, crossed paths with Avalon during a card game at a mutual acquaintance's residence. The Avalon union has been blessed with 8 offspring: Frankie Jr., Tony, Dina, Laura, Joseph, Nicholas, Catherine, and Carla, along with 10 grandchildren. Frankie Jr., a former actor, notably appeared in the original The Karate Kid film. Joan Blondell as Vi. Joan Blondell boasted an extensive acting portfolio when she took on the role of Vi, the waitress, in Grease. The renowned actress, whose cinematic journey began in the 1930s, graced a multitude of Warner Bros. Productions, spanning various genres according to insights from Slant magazine. In Grease, she portrayed a supportive confidant to a beauty school dropout, portrayed by Didi Khan, who served as her colleague at the Frosty Palace malt shop. Ellen Travolta, who portrayed another Frosty Palace waitress in the film, expressed in an interview with The Spokesman Review that it was a delightful experience collaborating with Hollywood icons like Blondell and Sid Caesar on Grease. Regrettably, Blondell's final years, during which she participated in the filming of Grease, were marked by battles with rheumatoid arthritis, as noted by Slant magazine. She succumbed to leukemia on December 25, 1979, just over a year following the release of Grease, and 2 years after earning an Academy Award nod for her performance in Opening Night. The esteemed figure of Hollywood was 70 years old at the time of her passing, according to the New York Times. Ed Burns as Vince Fontaine. Ed Burns, the actor who portrayed TV dance show host Vic Fontaine in Grease, was recognized for more than just his flirtatious scene at the prom in the beloved film. While his character in Grease had a romantic interest in Dina Manof's Marty Maraschino decades earlier, he captivated the hearts of young fans. Burns initially rose to prominence in the 1950s detective series 77 Sunset Strip, where he embodied the role of the nightclub valet fixated on his comb, kooky, long before Fonzie of Happy Days made the comb a staple accessory. At the peak of his fame, Burns was inundated with over 15,000 fan letters per week, as reported by The Hollywood Reporter. Tragically, like many celebrities, Burns battled with addiction. Drugs and alcohol were his demons, and in 1988, he openly discussed his struggles with addiction, as well as his father's passing from liver cirrhosis, according to the Washington Post. Fortunately, Burns achieved sobriety before reaching the age of 50 and went on to live many more decades after reclaiming his sobriety. Burns passed away on January 8, 2020, at his residence in Santa Monica, California, with his family attributing his death to natural causes, as reported by ABC. He was 87 years old. Eve Arden as Principal McGee. Character actress Eve Arden, born Eunice Quaidens, gained widespread recognition for her roles in radio and TV comedy during the 1940s and 1950s, particularly as English teacher Connie Brooks in Our Miss Brooks. However, in Grease, she assumed a different role within the high school hierarchy, portraying Rydell High's Principal McGee. Her character was distinguished by her straightforward demeanor and her habit of delivering the daily morning announcements. Arden also revisited the role in Grease 2. Prior to her involvement in Grease, the esteemed character actress was celebrated for her eponymous television series, The Eve Arden Show, and her portrayal of Eve in The Mothers-in-Law. Additionally, she made a memorable appearance as herself in the classic I Love Lucy episode, L.A. at Last. Arden passed away on November 12, 1990, at her residence in Beverly Hills, as reported by the New York Times. The cause of her death was attributed to heart disease. An obituary published by the Orlando Sentinel disclosed that Arden had also been battling cancer prior to her passing. Jamie Donnelly as Jan. Jan, the quirky, junk food-loving member of the Pink Ladies, was portrayed by Jamie Donnelly, who originated the role on Broadway and was the sole cast member to reprise the same character in both the stage production and the film adaptation. Before her involvement in Grease, she starred in the inaugural New York and Los Angeles presentations of The Rocky Horror Show alongside Tim Curry. Following the triumph of the film, Donnelly took a hiatus from acting for nearly 2 decades, dedicating her time to coaching theater in the Los Angeles region. She resumed her acting career in the late 1990s and has since made appearances on television shows such as Monk, Veep, and Ray Donovan, as well as in films like Cyrus, 2010, alongside Marisa Tomei, and Black Mass, 2015, with Johnny Depp. In 2017, she made a guest appearance as herself on the revived TV game show To Tell the Truth. Among the 3 contestants was the genuine pinkest lady in the world. Once the real individual was revealed, Jamie disclosed her own identity as one of the pink ladies from Grease. Donnelly, a theater coach, resides in La Cañada, Flint Ridge, California, with her spouse Stephen Foreman, an author. She is the proud parent of 2 grown children, Dina Manof as Marty. The offspring of screenwriter Arnold Manof and Academy Award and Emmy-winning actress-director Lee Grant, Dina Manof portrayed Marty Maraschino, the Pink Lady's foremost flirt. Following the triumph of Grease and a year-long role on the ABC sitcom Soap in 1978, she earned a Tony Award for Best Performance by a Featured Actress in a Play in 1980 for her role in Neil Simon's I Ought to Be in Pictures. She remained active throughout the remainder of the 1980s, starring in the cinematic adaptation of the play, as well as appearing in Ordinary People, 1980, and the horror flick Child's Play, 1988. In 1988, she secured the leading role of Carol Weston in the popular NBC spin-off of The Golden Girls' Empty Nest. She starred on the sitcom alongside Richard Mulligan and Christy McNichol and appeared in every episode throughout its 7-season duration. Manof shares 3 children with her second spouse, Arthur Mortell. Following the tragic passing of her eldest son, Dashiell, in a car accident in 2017, she commenced teaching acting at the Purdy Corrections Center for Women in Gig Harbor, Washington, as a means of coping with her grief. In 2021, she published her debut novel, The Real True Hollywood Story of Jackie Gold, through Star Alley Press. Sid Caesar as Coach Calhoun. By the time Sid Caesar joined the Grease ensemble as Coach Calhoun, he boasted an extensive repertoire of TV and film appearances, along with 2 Emmy Awards. In the 1950s, this exceptionally gifted entertainer was among the pioneers of television, showcasing his talents on the ground-breaking live series, Your Show of Shows. This achievement was particularly noteworthy for someone who had previously eked out a living as a saxophone player during the Depression era. It goes without saying that Caesar had established himself as a comedian and musician long before assuming the role of the Rydell High coach, who amusingly endeavored to transform John Travolta's Danny Zuko into an athlete. However, despite his involvement in the top-grossing film of 1978, Caesar grappled with alcohol and prescription drug dependency during that period, according to the New York Times. In the 1980s, the performer embarked on a journey towards a healthier lifestyle, which ultimately contributed to his longevity. Concluding a career spanning 6 decades, Caesar passed away on February 12, 2014, at his residence in Beverly Hills, at the age of 91, following a thankfully brief period of declining health. Dodie Goodman as Blanche. Another renowned character actress, Dodie Goodman, portrayed Eve Arden's character's quirky companion, the eccentric high school secretary Blanche Hodel in Grease, and its follow-up. Goodman's character was recognized for adding a musical touch to the morning announcements with her beloved xylophone. Prior to her involvement in Grease, Goodman assumed the role of Mary Hartman's mother on the nighttime soap opera of the same title. Following the film, she secured a recurring part on the NBC sitcom Different Strokes. She also lent her voice to a character in the television series Alvin and the Chipmunks, among other productions. However, Goodman was so closely associated with Grease that in 1994 she even graced a Broadway revival of the tale, portraying English teacher Miss Lynch, as reported by Theater Mania. Goodman passed away on June 22, 2008, at the Englewood Hospital and Medical Center in New Jersey, after battling a prolonged illness, according to The Hollywood Reporter. She was 93 years old at the time of her passing. Alice Ghostley as Mrs. Murdoch. Rydell High's automotive instructor. Mrs. Murdoch was a familiar presence for audiences of Grease upon the movie's release. Viewers were already acquainted with actress Alice Ghostley from her portrayal of the clumsy maid Esmeralda on the ABC comedy series Bewitched. However, she also had a Tony-winning career on stage and later enjoyed a recurring role on Designing Women, which earned her a nomination for an Emmy Award. During a 2005 radio conversation with WDCM, Ghostley confessed her surprise at the film's popularity among older fans, but remarked, "I receive numerous letters. I even get letters from Malaysia discussing Grease." She also reflected on her experience working on the film, describing it as a challenging job due to the extensive time spent outdoors waiting to film scenes. "I was relieved when it concluded, to be honest," the actress revealed. "I never anticipated it would achieve the level of success it did." Ghostley passed away at her residence in Studio City, California, on September 21, 2007, at the age of 81, following a prolonged battle with colon cancer, as reported by The Hollywood Reporter. Kelly Ward as Putsy. Kelly Ward portrayed the youngest member of the T-Birds, Putsy, in a role specifically crafted for the movie. Grease wasn't his initial collaboration with fellow actor John Travolta, as the duo had previously worked together on the 1976 made-for-television film The Boy in the Plastic Bubble. 5 years later, following several television appearances on programs like Mass H, The Waltons, and Magnum, P.I., Ward retired from on-camera acting. He transitioned into a career as a voice director for Disney television animation and a scriptwriter for various animated series, including the full-length feature All Dogs Go to Heaven 2, 1996. From 1992 to 1996, he held the position of Vice President of Animation at MGM Studios and dedicated 23 years as an adjunct professor of musical theater at the University of Southern California's School of Dramatic Arts. John Travolta as Danny. It's difficult to pinpoint what John Travolta, renowned for his portrayal of Danny Zuko in Grease and the leader of the T-Birds, is most recognized for, given his extensive contributions to numerous iconic films in Hollywood's repertoire over the past 5 decades. Leveraging his star power, he has taken on various action-packed roles in films such as Face Off and Pulp Fiction. In 2007, he revisited the musical genre with Hairspray, portraying Edna Turnblad, a mother grappling with agoraphobia. Despite suggestions from The Ringer that his status as a leading actor in blockbusters may have diminished, Travolta has remained active in both film and television, demonstrating unwavering commitment to his craft. Travolta faced a personal tragedy in 2020 with the passing of his wife, Kelly Preston, after a battle with breast cancer, as reported by People magazine. This loss compounded the grief he had already experienced, having tragically lost his eldest son, Jet, to a seizure in 2009. Stockard Channing as Rizzo. Betty Rizzo, portrayed by Stockard Channing in Grease, emerges as arguably the most beloved character in the movie. This sentiment is further affirmed by her receipt of the People's Choice Award for Best Supporting Actress. However, despite such recognition, Channing's acclaim, which followed her wherever she ventured, failed to yield consistent financial opportunities. Such is often the trajectory for emerging talents who inhabit the roles of secondary leads. Nevertheless, she persisted in her career, albeit on a more modest scale, showcasing her skills on both television and Broadway. Apart from her iconic role in Grease, Channing is renowned on the small screen for her portrayal of First Lady Abby Bartlett in The West Wing, and among theater enthusiasts for her Tony-winning performance in A Day in the Death of Joe Egg. Regarding her current endeavors, in 2020, the esteemed stage performer bid farewell to her residence in Los Angeles and relocated to the United Kingdom, where she has found consistent work on the stages of London's West End. Olivia NewtonJohn as Sandy. Olivia Newton-John rose to fame with her role in Grease, although she had already made a name for herself in the music industry. While her portrayal of Sandy in the iconic movie was widely recognized, Newton-John had an illustrious music career, garnering 4 Grammy Awards from 12 nominations. Hits like Physical, Xanadu, and Please Mr. Please solidified her status, but her performances in Grease remain some of her most memorable. Newton-John delivered standout performances in the 1978 film, particularly with songs like Hopelessly Devoted to You, You're the One That I Want, and Summer Nights. Tragically, the singer-actress passed away on August 8, 2022, following a 3-decade-long battle with breast cancer. Her Grease co-star, John Travolta, expressed deep sorrow upon hearing the news and shared a heartfelt tribute on social media. "My beloved Olivia, you brought immense joy to all of us. Your influence was profound. I cherish you dearly. We'll reunite someday and we'll be together again. With love, now and always. Your Danny, your John, he expressed on Instagram. While some have sadly left us, their legacies endure through their timeless performances on screen and stage. Others have continued to grace us with their presence, showcasing their versatility and talent across various mediums. Thank you for joining us on this journey, and until next time, stay greased lightning.